My name is Christa Belle. I'm in the band Hungry Lucy, and I am the singer for the band. I am responsible for writing lyrics and vocal melodies and an occasional bit of music I will write. And I also do visuals for the band, for photos, and we also have a video that runs in the background when we play live, and we both shoot that, and I have a lot of fun editing it together and storyboarding ideas for that in general.
I'm Warren Harrison, and I'm the composer and producer of Hungry Lucy, and live I play keyboards and percussion, and I guess I'm also the band's manager. I take care of the business side of things and all that good stuff. Hungry Lucy began in 1998. At that time I was doing another solo project, and I kind of recruited Christa into Hungry Lucy when I heard her sing for the first time, and thought, wow, that's pretty good. I want some of that.
He didn't pester me, but he kept asking to hear me sing, and I had never sung before. So I finally did, and then we did a cover together in '98, and after that we just kept writing.
And Hungry Lucy was born. We record everything at home. Our studio is typically a spare bedroom of wherever we live, and the vocal booth is typically a walk-in closet of wherever we live. And it's crude, but it works. And I don't think that the crudeness translates to the final recording, so it's all good. And that way we don't have to rent a studio and do things that we can't really afford.
And we mostly record in our pajamas. If someone asked, what does Hungry Lucy sound like, I would probably have a long pause of trying to figure it out for myself in my head, because we have a lot of different sounds within the music that we make, because we don't really believe in, having a set way that we want our music to sound, so it just comes out however. But people like to have labels to identify with, so I would say a bit of kind of trip pop, and kind of just dreamy, ethereal, moody music.
It's mostly electronically created, although later stuff sounds more acoustic. So let's see, how would I describe it? Essentially pop songs. There's a fair amount of emotion injected into them. They're very personal.
So far I've written, when I write about what I've had happen in my own life, to some degree. I mean, of course I adjust things here and there to make the song sound better or give it more drama.
What inspires me in working on a new song, it's usually other artists. I'll hear something in someone else's song, and that'll trigger, whether it be a sound, a phrase, or a drum beat, that'll usually trigger something, and end up creating a song that started as an inspiration from another band but turns into something completely different.
We've done 2 tours. We did one tour for 3 weeks in summer of 2003, and then we toured this year in 2005 for 6 weeks, which was a lot more challenging but actually a lot more comfortable. And I think we both enjoy playing live, but sometimes I think Warren has more of a drive for it than I do. I just get more worn out faster than he does. But I thoroughly enjoy playing live.
We booked both tours ourselves, and that was a real learning experience because I'd never booked shows on that scale before. So we'd turn up at these venues and not know what to expect. And I think that's how pretty much the tour went. It was more we were more concerned about getting to the shows and where we were going to sleep and whether the crowd was going to be good, and perhaps not focused on the performance as much as we should. Whereas this last tour in 2005, we knew a little bit more what to expect, so we weren't shocked or surprised when we got to the various venues.
I do enjoy touring. I would much rather tour than to play every other week or so.
Touring for me is nothing but fun. The preparations for the tour I don't really care for, like rehearsing and booking the tour. That's not too much fun at all. But once we leave for the first show and get out on the road, I really enjoy that. It's exhausting, and sometimes there's really bad shows where no one shows up, and sometimes there's shows with huge responsive crowds that you didn't expect. So it's ups and downs, but it's very rewarding.
We've learned a lot in the past 2 tours, and probably learn a lot more in future tours. But I think touring is important for getting you out there in front of your fans so that they can see what you can do live, because I think sometimes that is an important factor. When if someone hasn't seen someone live, that's kind of a mark against them, because they're anxious to see them in the flesh, and I'm happy that we can do that for people.
Having a website and some clips online is one thing, but if you can see a band perform live, you can really get a sense of what they're doing and why they're doing it, and I think that's important. Being an independent band allows you lots of flexibility, because you really don't have to answer it to anybody but yourself. You can essentially do what you want, and I think that's the biggest benefit. It also means that you don't get to rely on other parties to promote for you and advertise for you, so that can be a drawback, I guess. But the only benefit to me, it seems, from signing with a major label would be a quicker success, and perhaps more of a guaranteed success, but not necessarily for the right reasons. It would just be because your face has been plastered everywhere, and I don't think that's really what we want. We just want to create the kind of music that we can be proud of, and hopefully reach the people that enjoy it. So that's the indie route, and that's what works best for us. I don't think we're ever going to change that. We do 99% of our promotion online, just by contacting people through websites of similar artists. We've done some magazine advertising for each album, but that's usually very expensive, and I don't think it really pays off. Through a website, you can invite people to your website. They can instantly see and hear what you're all about, whereas a small 2 by 4 inch print ad, which is all we can afford, isn't really going to help you to stand out any more than any other band. So the online promotion has been the way that we've approached it, and that's what's worked best for us. At the moment, we're writing and doing a little bit of recording for our next release, whatever and whenever that may be. As I had said before, one of the benefits of doing it the way we do is we can work at our own pace. We're not under the gun in an expensive studio to get something done. We can write at a leisurely pace and let the songs kind of ferment in their own time, rather than trying to force something, and I think the end result is a lot better. So that's what we're working on at the moment, and hopefully that album will see the light of day sometime in the not too distant future.
We are currently writing our 4th album, and also playing around with a lot of video ideas and podcasting things, which has been really fun. We've been doing it for about a month now, the podcasting, and I think we both thoroughly enjoy that, because it gives us a chance to talk to the fans, new and already existing fans, and they can kind of hear our process for writing on the 4th album and hear some stories of things that happened in the past. I think fans are very important for many reasons. They buy the stuff, they influence us to keep writing music, because we get a lot of fan feedback saying that, they've listened to our songs and they've helped them through a tough time and helped them realize that they weren't alone, and that has always been a very huge impact on myself as far as, you know, the stories and the lyrics, touching them enough to write to us and say, you know, this happened to me too, and I'm glad you wrote about it because now I feel like I can get over it too. So Hungry Lucy has released 3 full-length albums. The first one was called Apparitions, the second one was Glow, and our most recent 3rd album was called To Kill a King. Well, Apparitions was Hungry Lucy just trying to find our own sound together, and I know that album is not Warren's favorite by any means.
We were still finding ourselves. I think that some of the songs were pretty good, but the arrangement and production was quite sloppy, really. And I really didn't know what I was doing, especially when it came to recording vocals and mixing vocals, so it sounds a little rough. The second album was called Glow. That was a lot smoother of an album. There's more of a jazz, almost bluesy influence in there, and that's when we began to incorporate some more acoustic instruments. It has more of a lush, rich sound, I think.
Glow was more together and lush, and it was actually a double CD, and we had the first disc was just all original songs, and the second CD was all remixes by artists that we knew, I believe, at the time.
The last album, To Kill a King, that's when we began writing songs just for the sake of writing songs, at least from my point of view. It was more about the feel and the emotion than trying to sound a certain way, and I think that comes through. It sounds a lot more honest.
If I had to tell someone the one song to listen to by us, I guess Shine, because it shows the light and the dark of Hungry Lucy. Kind of, you know, you might not get what you want right away, but if you hang in there, it'll happen for you. So I guess I find the music on that one extremely inspirational, and the words as well. And that's what I want to portray to people, that there's always light in the darkness.
I guess if I had to tell someone a specific Hungry Lucy song to listen to get an idea of us, it would depend on the person, truthfully. I think for most people I would recommend the song Shine, which is, I know, what Christa also recommended, but for the same reasons. It's very representative of what we do, both from a songwriting standpoint and from a production standpoint. It's got a little bit of everything in there.
I think Hungry Lucy's ultimate goal is to support itself without having any outside commitments for income, and just to be known for being a kind of a true to itself band who doesn't compromise for anything and is always themselves.
Ultimately, I don't think that either of us want fame or massive fortune. Some fortune would be nice, but from my point of view, all I really want to get out of it is to provide a living for both of us. At the moment, I still have a day job which covers all of our living expenses, and all the money that we make from the band goes right back into the band. So my ultimate goal would just be able to make a living from doing music and the various parts of the music business, whether it be, writing or production or promotion and making business connections.
I think sometimes a lot of other bands do what they think they're supposed to do next, and we just do whatever's there in front of us at the time, and we don't care about what people expect of us. We just do what we know we have to do.